There is a kind of pain. The kind that doesn't make a sound. It doesn't make you scream. It doesn't make you fall apart in front of everyone. It makes you quiet. You still wake up early. You still finish your work. You still smile when someone looks at you. But inside, there's a question that won't stop whispering. Was I not enough? Emily once lived inside that question. But her story didn't begin with betrayal. It began with love, with loyalty, with dreams shared in the soft light of youth. Emily grew up with two older brothers who were always strong, always loud, always certain. She was the quiet one, the patient one, the one who listened more than she spoke. And then there was Ryan. Ryan wasn't just her partner in business. He was her best friend. The one who stayed up late planning their future. The one who said, "We'll build this together, no matter what." When Emily lost her mother, Ryan was the one who held her hand at the funeral. The one who said, "You don't have to be strong all the time. I'm here." She believed him. Because when you're grieving, you hold on to anyone who promises not to leave. After her brothers divided the family assets and walked their own paths, Emily decided to open a small design studio. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't big. But it was hers. Ryan stood beside her as they painted the walls themselves. As they bought second-hand desks. As they stayed up until 2 a.m. finishing their first client project. They didn't have much money. But they had faith. Or at least, she did. Months later, a major investor showed interest in their studio. A life-changing opportunity. The kind that could turn their small dream into something powerful. Emily prepared the presentation for weeks. She handled the designs, the strategy, the research. The night before the meeting, Ryan said, "Let me handle the negotiation tomorrow. You focus on the creative side." She trusted him. The next morning, the meeting happened. But Emily wasn't invited. Ryan met the investor alone. And signed the deal. Without her. By the time she found out, the contract had already been finalized. Her name had been removed from key ownership rights. The company was now legally his. When she confronted him, he didn't yell. He didn't apologize either. He simply said, "You're talented, but you're not decisive." I had to think about the future. The future. As if she hadn't spent sleepless nights building it. As if loyalty was weakness. That night, Emily didn't throw anything. She didn't call anyone. She sat on the floor of the empty studio, surrounded by half-painted walls and unfinished dreams. Losing money hurts. But losing trust cuts deeper. In the weeks that followed, rumors spread. Ryan told people he carried the company alone. That Emily was too emotional. Too soft. Not built for leadership. Hearing that broke something inside her. Not because strangers believed it. But because part of her wondered if it might be true. She stopped answering calls. Stopped posting her work. Stopped believing in her own voice. Until one evening, while sitting alone at a small cafe, the elderly owner named Mrs. Clara watched her sketch quietly in a notebook. "You draw like someone who's afraid to be seen," Mrs. Clara said gently. Emily looked up, startled. "I used to have a studio," she whispered. "Used to?" The older woman smiled. "Talent doesn't disappear because someone else took credit." Those words stayed with her. Weeks later, Emily decided to start again. Not loudly. Not publicly. Just quietly. She began freelancing from her small apartment. One client at a time. No investors. No promises from anyone else. It was slower. Harder. But this time, every success belonged entirely to her. One afternoon, she received an email. The investor who once partnered with Ryan had pulled out. There were financial inconsistencies, trust issues, leadership problems. The company she built was collapsing. Ryan called her. For the first time in months. "I made mistakes," he admitted. His voice sounded smaller than she remembered. "I thought I had to prove I was stronger." Emily felt the old pain rise again. The urge to say, "You ruined everything." The urge to watch him feel what she had felt. But something inside her had changed. "I hope you learn from it," she said calmly, "but I'm not going back." That was the moment she realized something powerful. Strength doesn't mean fighting for a seat at a table that disrespected you. It means building your own. Months passed. Her freelance work turned into a boutique studio. Small, elegant, independent. Clients came not because of hype, but because of trust. And one morning, as sunlight filled her new office, Emily noticed something. She no longer asked, "Was I not enough?" Because she finally understood. She was never lacking. She was simply giving her loyalty to someone who didn't value it. If you've ever been betrayed, if someone you loved rewrote your story without your permission, if you were made to feel small so someone else could feel powerful, listen carefully. You are not too soft. You are not too emotional. You are not too weak. You were loyal. And loyalty is strength. Some people will leave to teach you independence. Some will betray you to teach you boundaries. But how you rise after, that becomes your true identity. One day, you'll look back at the moment that shattered you and realize it didn't destroy you. It introduced you to the woman you were always meant to become.